Good answer. Okay, now, throw a jab, throw a right hand. Straight right. Okay, good. Go back. I want your hands farther out here. They're not going to do you any good here, because if I throw a punch at you, I'm this close to you before you can do anything with it with this hand. Hold it out here. That way you can get it way ahead before it gets to you, okay? Chest level, out in front of you. All right, ready? Jab. Okay, right hand. Okay, jab right hand. Good. Now, when you're using your feet, it's pretty much the same thing. The foot in front is going to get there faster than the foot in back, okay? In boxing, they tell you, don't use a lead right hand. In other words, when you throw a jab, you want to be on, huh? You can go ahead. It's all right. Okay? When you throw a jab, you go bam, bam. What this is doing is trying to set the opponent up for this one, the one with the power, okay? Well, it's kind of the same thing with kicking, okay? So this one will get there first and set them up for the powerful one, okay? Rarely ever do you want to use this one first. And the reason why is because the person can see it coming for a mile, okay? If I was to go like this, and I haven't even thrown it yet, you know what's coming, right? So that's the whole idea behind Bao Ta, okay? This one keeps him busy while this one sneaks by and hits him, all right? So, now let's go back to right foot forward. Okay, back up a little bit. All right, now I want you to do a second front kick and hit this. Okay, again. Ready, go. Good. Ready, go. Good. One snap, go. Good. Again. Good. All right. Okay, stop. Switch your stance and do it. How do you do when you're sparring with classmates? I mean, how do you fare? I mean, do you do well when you're sparring against them, or do you lose, or what?
Not really sure.
Ask Mr. Dave. He's here a lot.
Huh?
He's here a lot. He watches.
How does she do when she's sparring?
I'd like to see her use more of what you teach her. She knows how to jab, cross, hook, she knows all the basics. But putting together in a confident beginning, she got into a rhythm after about 15 minutes the other night for about a minute and a half. That was really nice. But she has to get her mind into the psyche of what she's doing, not just throwing kicks and punches. And I think if she were to slow down and just, because she can play with her opponent more than spar with them, because these kids don't necessarily know how to spar, but she can work her kicks, and as you teach them to her, for her balance, for her concentration. But there's too much of this going on, and that's all these kids throw at each other. So she's not getting the benefit of having to really defend and use her techniques that she knows.
They put her with people that are her size, not necessarily at her level.
I see.
So she's fighting, well, like when she fights with Jordan, she's not getting the benefit of someone that has the power or even the knowledge.
The skills.
Yeah.
So then, if that was the case, you should be able to walk right over these people. With
That's
your,
what
your
I
skill
think
level.
is very, very possible.
So what's the problem? You afraid of getting hit? That's usually the problem.
No, I don't know. I don't want to answer for her. But when I asked her that question, she said she was afraid of using what you're teaching on them because they didn't know how to defend from it. It was bizarre, the answer.
Do you think, okay, well, let me ask you this, when you're sparring, you got to understand that this isn't an all-out street fight. You're not there to hurt them, correct? So do you think that you're capable of throwing the kicks and punches and just basically touching them, Because that's all you have to do to let them know that you got it in. It worked. And it's all that you have to do to throw the technique and know that you got it in. You don't have to hit them hard. Do you have enough control to do it and not hit them hard? Do you think? Yeah? that's what you should be doing, okay? How are you gonna get better if you don't put it into use, you know? So I think next time that you fight these people, you need to practice touching them, throwing them at them, you know? Okay? And actually, you'll be helping them a little bit, because when you touch them, they're gonna know that you could hit them. And they're gonna say to themselves, wow, this keeps happening, I better do something and be able to block this, because it keeps coming at me and I get hit. So, you know,
I think what Dave said is right, though. I mean, it almost looks like a bunch of little girls fighting, you know, when they're doing it, not a bunch of black belts.
not really. And the other ones are black belts and they don't have her skill level.
Not,
Yeah,
not-
the other side of the spectrum is they're either meek or they're wild,
Uh-huh.
and they get too over-aggressive.
without doubt.
Okay. Are you ever afraid when you're in there? Yes? Why?
I'm scared I'm gonna get hit.
You're afraid you're gonna get hit? Well, that's pretty normal, you know. Most people are not afraid, I mean, they're afraid of getting hit. But, and sad thing is those kids, they don't have a lot of control, do they? So if they hit her, they might hit her hard.
Yeah. There was one out recently, just out to prove to everybody that she's a candidate for a black belt this year, smaller than Reilly, and went, I mean, was just trying to take people out, punching and kicking until she couldn't punch and kick anymore. She almost fell over. Farber stopped it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he stopped it. In fact, he stopped the entire class
Good.
and said, "This is not good."
Right.
You know, he goes, "Look what you did to her. Look what you did to this one," and so forth. But it was a horrible night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. This is gonna be your first lesson, and I want you to think about this, okay? Your worst enemy when you're fighting is fear. Okay, that's your worst enemy, because if you go in and you're afraid, and your opponent can see that, you've already lost. You know, it's like, if you're afraid of them, they can sense that, and they're just gonna run right over you. And that's kinda sad, especially when somebody has as much talent as you do, when you could actually throw those techniques way better than anybody else and stop it, you know? Are you at all afraid of hurting them?
Sometimes.
Okay, but you also said, you know, what you need to do, let's for instance say that you've got somebody that's coming at you pretty strong, okay? You could throw a technique just hard enough to back them off. Like, for instance, take a fighting stance. Now, I come at you like this. Is that what you do?
Yeah, she doesn't hold her ground very well.
Okay, well, I already taught you how to sidestep, didn't I? Okay, remember the things? Okay, so if I come at you, what's one thing you could do? Okay, good. Okay? What's something else you could do? Ready? Okay. Something else. There we go. Okay, now, two things are gonna stop somebody that's coming straight at you. You throw a straight technique at them, which they're gonna run right into, or you move to the side and hit them as they go by, okay? But don't just move to the side, you gotta hit them, okay? Otherwise, you're just playing dodgeball. Can't play dodgeball, okay? You gotta be able to hit them back. Now, do you remember me saying, what's your worst enemy in fighting? What is it? Fear? Do you know what conquers fear? Confidence. You know what confidence is?
Well, yeah, but I don't know how to say it.
Okay. Well, confidence is when you feel really sure about something, you know. You don't have a problem with it anymore, you know. For instance, you start off learning a technique and you're kind of wobbly with it until you get really good at it, and now you say to yourself, not a problem. Why did I have such a problem with that before? Now I'm good at it now. Now I've got confidence in that particular situation. Okay? So, when you get confident in all all of the techniques that you do, which you should be pretty close to right now, okay? But you're never gonna know unless you try. So, the next time you fight somebody, even somebody like that, I mean, you gotta understand, you know, there's nobody really likes to spar because everybody's always afraid of getting hit or hurt or something, but it's in as controlled an environment as you can get, you know. And accidents are gonna happen. Somebody's gonna throw a kick and it's gonna slip off their arm and hit somebody in the face or something, you know. They're gonna happen, and that's called paying your dues, you know. Nobody is ever any good at anything without screwing up along the way, okay? Like, you know what a carpenter is? You know, people that build houses with a hammer and nails and stuff. You know how many carpenters have missed a nail and hit their thumb? You don't get really good unless you've done that a few times, you know, and anybody.
I did a concert where I had to sing, and that was the first time I actually sang in front of a large
Right, so
group,
you were nervous,
and,
right?
I
Probably.
messed up.
Okay.
And then I sang in front of a person, and then I didn't mess up.
See, because somewhere along the way you gained a little bit of confidence and you got better, correct? Okay, it's the same thing with this. It's the same thing with anybody out there, whatever field they're in. I don't care if it's gymnastics, I don't care if it's martial arts, I don't care if it's a construction worker. If they're really good at what they do, they've messed up along the way a lot of times. They had to, because nobody goes into anything perfect, okay? So, and when you get out there and spar, this is gonna be a learning process for you, okay? You're gonna make mistakes, and you might even get hit, but you're not gonna get any better unless you try, okay? So that's what you need to do. You need to try, all right? Don't worry too much about getting hit, because from what I can see, you're way better than everybody else. And if you just have enough confidence in yourself to say, okay, I'm gonna use what Steve showed me. Now I'm gonna try. I know there's a lot of things to think about, especially when you're worried, but try and put worry aside and just think about technique, you know, doing the things that I told you to do, okay? So, now, let me show you something else, okay? You've ever seen karate guys in the movies yell before they do a technique? Do they do it here? Yes? Yeah? You do a lot of yes?
Highly
Yes?
encouraged.
Huh?
Highly encouraged.
Yeah? Okay. Do you know what the reason for that is? No?
To scare the opponent.
Okay, take a fighting stance. Ready? See? Scared you, huh? Is that what you would do?
Yes.
Okay, why?
Well, not usually. I don't usually go like
Well, what? You think that scream's gonna hurt you?
it's shock.
Shock and awe.
Okay. This is hard to teach, okay? But what I wanna point out is, like, different things scare different people, okay? Like, let's say I was a guy that had tattoos all over me, right? Is that scary?
No.
It's not scary? He doesn't look tougher than the next guy? You screwed my whole story, you know?
With my Roger Rabbit.
Okay, well, I don't know, you know, for different people, it's different things. A lot of people think if they see somebody all tattooed up and everything, whoa, they're scared, you know, that's scary.
Depends. If he has a bunch of tattoos and he's bald, then yes, I'm scared.
Okay, all right, well, what about somebody that's different, like has a mohawk? Is that more scary?
Sometimes.
Yeah? Okay, let's say somebody that just talks me, says, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Is that scary? I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna, does that scare you?
Not really.
Well, that's good. That's good. Okay, you're kind of in the middle. We don't have to take you from the beginning and try and teach you all the way through that. You're right about in the middle of this whole lesson, starting off. Okay, first thing you have to understand is whatever it is that you're afraid of from somebody is not necessary. Because, let's say it's tattoos, okay, just for instance. Let's say you were afraid of somebody with a lot of tattoos. Those tattoos aren't going to jump off of that person and hurt you, okay? Somebody that says, I'm going to do this, and they sound me, I'm going to kick your butt, and I'm going to, you know? It's just talk. Doesn't mean they're any good at it. They're just talking. They're trying to intimidate you. You know what intimidate means? Scare. Make you worried, you know? But you shouldn't fall for it just because they talk. You know how many times I've actually been in a situation where somebody says, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Really? You want to see that?
Not me though.
I promise. I promise. Never you. I love you. There's the difference. Okay. Now, so we have to try and get you to use your God-given talent. Okay? You are a very talented girl, and you pick things up really fast, and you're getting really good at things. Too good to not use them. Okay? So I need you to start trying to use these things. So, let's say, let's move around a little bit, you and me, okay? We're going to fight. Put your hands up. Is that how you face me? I kick you easy. Okay. Is that how you fight, with your left foot forward? I mean, it's okay if it is. Okay? All right. Now, where's your hand supposed to be? Okay. Now, I want you to try and, not hard, okay? You don't have to hit me hard, but I want you to throw kicks and punches at me and try and hit me, okay? Wait a minute. I want your feet to hit these. Okay. Ready? Go. Okay. Okay. Where are you looking? Stop. Okay. First thing wrong. Always, always, always look at my eyes. Okay? There is 2 reasons for that. There's actually more than 2 reasons, but the 2 major reasons is intimidation. Okay? Nobody likes being looked at right into the eyes. Okay? They don't like it. They're taken back a little bit. They're like, whoa. Okay? Second thing is a lot of people do exactly what you were just doing. They look where they're going to hit. And if you're not looking in their eyes, you can't tell. Okay? So, take a fighting stance. Look at my eyes. Okay? Now answer me a question. Where am I going to hit you?
Right here.
Okay. You wouldn't have known that if you weren't looking at my eyes, huh? Okay? Now, the other thing is, I'm fighting you, right? You see me go like this. Where do you go? Where do you go? Yes. Don't stand there and go like this. Get over there, okay? You see me go like this. Where do you go? All right, okay. My foot opens just like these. Okay, I'm going to throw something with this foot. Whether it's straight or round, you need to move over there, okay? All right, ready? Right. All right. Okay. You ready? Okay. Look at my eyes. Go ahead. Okay. What else? Okay. Keep your hands up. Good. Okay. Nice. Good. Good. Block.
And she's down.
They call it
Oh,
rabbit
you
hole,
said it over there. That's good. Come on.
foxhole.
Ready? Oh, stop facing me. Look. This part of your body is facing me too much. Okay, you need to stay sideways. 2 reasons for that too. One is it's a small target. also, everything important is right here. Easy to hit, you know. Easy to hit you. Your stomach, knock the wind out of you real easy. You know, your liver. All the important things. Okay, go. The other way.
This one, right? This way. Whee!
Like Popeye.
Good. Where are you looking? Maintain a fighting stance. You just, you tend, and this is what you do wrong. You throw something, and then you just go walking in doing things like this, and look at how you are, you're facing it. Do things one at a time. Bam, fighting stance. Now, bam, fighting stance, okay? Stay covered up. What's this? A lot of recoil, don't let me grab you later. Facing me, ooh, are you okay? Stay sideways. Okay. Good. 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 See this? Look how open you are here. Happy look. Put your hands up and stand sideways. Stop facing this part. Okay. Now, see what you're doing like this with your hands? Okay? It only ever takes one hand to block something. Anytime you use both hands, you're open everywhere else. Okay? So, what you want to do is, let's say, I'm throwing a jab at you. You block it with this one. Leave this here. The next one is a roundhouse. Okay, put your hand just down in front of the groin. Right. Blocked it. See? Okay. So, 1, 2, right. Okay. 1, 2, good. Ready? 1, 2, good. 1, 2, good. That's the idea. All right, you look like you need rest.